Good morning, all of you. It is the chapter number 8 of the ninth standard, chapter number 8 Motion. In the earlier session, we were discussed, and all of you know about the motion, the movement of the object. And then, after we learn about the speed, velocity, then after acceleration, displacement, how to measure distance, these all terms. Our today's topic is 8.4 graphical representation of motion. First of all, the question arises, what do you mean by graphical representation? The answer is very easy. The representation of the motion of any object in the graph, it is known as the graphical representation. Once you learn all this theory, then after you will be able to say about the speed of the object by seeing just graph only. At any point of the journey, you are able to say that at this point the moment of that particular object will be this much by observing the graph only. Okay, so let's start today's topic. Here, graphs provide a convenient method to present basic information about a variety of events. For example, in the telecast of a one-day cricket match, vertical bar graphs show the run rate of a team in each over. You are used to see this in our current days. It is a scenario of the IPL, and almost all of you are aware of this. There are many times graph appear on the screen which represents the catching run within the 1 hour. As you have studied in mathematics, a straight line graph helps in solving a linear equation having two variables. It means between two variables you can solve the equation with the help of straight line graph. To describe the motion of an object, we can use line graphs. Which type of the graph we are using in this chapter is line graphs to describe the motion of an object. Here in this case, line graphs show the dependence of one physical quantity such as distance or velocity on other quantity such as time. It means within the two axes there are two quantities. On a x-axis there will be distance or velocity. On another there will be time. Time will be as it is because it is the common component in the distance also and velocity also. Here, distance time graph. Before we learn all this content, first draw your attention towards this figure number 8.3. Here you can see the graph paper. Okay, this is the normal graph paper, and this one is the point O. From O to this direction, this one is the y-axis, y. From O to this direction, this is the y-axis, and here I mentioned this one is the x-axis. On the x-axis the time is mentioned, while distance is mentioned. Time is provided in the minute, and in the kilometer distance are given. See here very carefully, at a particular interval, yani ki at the same distance there are the measurements. Here is 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60. Same way here also on the same distance there are mentioned 10, 20, 30, 40. These all are the values for kilometer, and these all are the values for the minute. Suppose we are mentioning this point. Okay, this is the point on our graph which we want to observe. Then at this point, what is the speed of an object? How can we find it? From this point, it is meets on here on the x-axis, and it meets here about to the y-axis. It means we can say that at this point of the journey, object will have speed less than 10 km per hour, and then time which is consumed by an object at this point will be less than 20 minutes. Okay, now here let's start. Topic number 8.4.1 distance time graphs. The change in the position of an object with time can be represented on the distance time graph adopting a convenient scale of choice. In this paragraph, time is taken along the x-axis and distance is taken along the y-axis. Distance time graphs can be employed under various conditions where objects move with uniform speed, non-uniform speed, remain at rest, etc. It means we can draw the linear graph for all these three conditions, for uniform, non-uniform and rest condition object also. We know that when an object travels equal distance in equal intervals of time, it moves with uniform motion, uniform speed. Yes, as per I explained you earlier also, when any object is travel with a equal distance in an interval of time, that will be known as the uniform speed, or you can say uniform motion. You can write this line also in the define of the uniform motion. This shows that distance travelled by the object is directly proportional to time taken. It means how much far is your distance, that much high time will be taken by the object to travel that much of the distance. If time is increased, then distance will also be increased if object is continuously moving then. Thus, for uniform speed, a graph of distance travelled against time is straight line as shown in the given figure. As you can see here, this is the graph of the uniform motion. How can we conclude that? By seeing just graph only, because whatever the time is taken by the object to travel this much of the distance, same time will be taken again by the same object to travel that much of the distance. It means on an equal interval of a time, it is traveling the equal number of the distance. That's why it is known as the uniform graph, uniform motion graph. Yes. The portion OB of the graph shows that the distance is increasing at uniform rate. Note that you can also use the term uniform velocity in place of uniform speed if you take the magnitude of displacement equal to the distance traveled by the object along the y-axis. It means if you are taking here magnitude as you take distance on a y-axis, then you can say that uniform speed is equal to uniform velocity. We can use the distance time graph to determine the speed of an object. Why we draw this graph? Just because we want to determine the speed of the object. That's why we took help of the graph, linear graph. To do so, consider a small part AB of the distance time graph shown in the given figure. Draw a line parallel to the x-axis from point A and another line parallel to the y-axis from point B. These two lines meet each other at point C to form a triangle ABC. Now, what is said to be here is, yes, this one is the point A and this one is the point B. What we have to do is we have to draw line from here to x-axis and from here to x-axis and from here to y-axis and from the point B also y-axis. There will be one similar point which will be cross each other, that is our C. Why it is C? Because when you will draw line parallel to the x-axis, you will get this one point C and your triangle will form triangle A, B and C. This one is the A, this one is the B and it is the C. Here you will able to find time interval T1 and this one is the T2. Okay. Where we were? Okay, here. Now on the graph, AC denotes the time interval T2 minus T1. It means if you will minus the value of T2 from the T1, you will get the interval of time. See? Okay, up to this topic we were learning in this video, and this content will needs a deep explanation. That's why I will continue it in the online session.